up, Blazing Knights? It's me, Blazeix, and welcome back to Blazeix Reacts. Today, we're going to be reacting to Giving Omniverse Aliens Ultimate Forms, Part 2. We're finally getting to the rest of the Omniverse Aliens, and honestly, I'm bittersweet. While I enjoyed my watch of this series, I honestly enjoy these Ultimate Forms a lot more, and I want to see more. Sadly, I honestly know these are basically most of the canon versions of the aliens. Who knows? Maybe they'll get to the aliens that show up in 5 years later. Who knows? But anyways, I'm ready to get into it. I cannot wait to see what Ash comes up with. So without further ado, let's get into the reaction. Want to go check out the InkTank channel? The link will be down below. Want to go check out the original video itself? Above. I could go check it out. Let's jump right in. Without further ado, Blazeix Reacts. Let's blaze into action.
Good evening, Internet World and Universe. This is O.R.Ash, and welcome back to the Drawing Matrix. Today we are back to finally conclude our Ultimates Overhauled series.
It is bittersweet.
I know. It's taken me 3 years, but I'm finally getting there. Now, typically in these videos, I cover 5 aliens each, but there's only going to be like 2 transformations left after the Outbreak aliens, so I'm just going to knuckle down for a long-haul overhaul and finish rounding off the Omniverse set. Today, I will be covering Walkatrout, The Worst, Molestache, Pesky Dust, Kicken Hawk, Bullfrag, and Gutrot. So let's get cooking.
7 aliens.
Are you kidding me?
Kicking off the Outbreak aliens, we have the disappointment to not only Ben, but Darwin's theory itself, Walkatrout. Now, Walkatrout is a fish with legs. And that's it. No gimmick,
that's pretty much
no
it.
Power, he can walk and he's slippery, and that's it. I know I'm an advocate for aliens not needing cool powers, but he makes me eat my words just a little bit. Now, for his ultimate, I argued with myself a lot. As peeps know, I have this bucket.
This is a bucket.
Do I succumb to a hunger and take his legs? He is a fish, they'd be pretty tasty. But if I did that, then I'm taking away his one gimmick, and then he's just a fish, which is arguably more boring. Now, the is to actually double down in reverse and give him, like, a lot of legs. You know, like, elongate his body to be kind of like an eel, that way he could be kind of like a fish centipede thing.
You could have made him that creature
Why
from
not push his
SpongeBob.
gimmick to a point that I actually find it funny. So I slapped some anchor arms on his legs, beefing them up to be extremely muscular.
Between my thighs.
Now he can actually fight, but as an added ability, comboing these powerful legs with his regular super slipperiness, he has what I call slip speed, letting him slide around quickly and making him crazy maneuverable. I mean, not like a speedster level, but like
So, essentially like Alvida from One Piece, because she has a slip
or fish slapping the fuck out of someone. Now, I know this ultimate is super goofy, but I am so happy with it. It honestly just feels kinda right, you know? Anyway, to recap, as far as his new abilities, he has super strong, beefy legs that he can combo with his slipperiness to make slip speed, and a more powerful head fin for slapping people. As far as his trade-offs, his arms are pretty much useless now. Every day is leg day for Walkatrout.
Did he have any
I
arms?
present my take on an ultimate Walkatrout that I dub Codpiece.
Ultimate Walkatrout.
He's got legs.
Why you pick that lame alien? He's like the worst.
Though he may seem to be the worst as far as usefulness is concerned, he has proven to actually be one of the best defensive aliens. Him being seemingly indestructible with no other notable abilities kinda goes along with the theory that sometimes in survival of the fittest, the simplest life forms thrive.
Often the simplest organism is the strongest.
To keep on theme, however, I am giving him the worst offensive ability that I can think of. You know, they say the best offense is a good defense, so in this instance, the worst offense should be a bad defense, right? Something that should hurt him.
What are
What I'm
you
trying
going
to
to
say
get
is
him?
that I'm giving him cancer.
Give me cancer? Why would
Why?
This new power is cellular mass expansion. This idea stems from cancerous cell and
Oh!
cells uncontrollably grow to the point that it's too much for the body to handle. Adrosian cells being near indestructible make me think they probably take a long time to die off naturally, and that generating new cells would create a kind of buildup of additional masses of flesh. He can use this additional mass to throw his weight around slamming enemies, or shift his mass around in a kind of gross squash and stretch kind of way, sending the momentum of a attacks back at enemies. He can also pop off globs to lob at people too. Anyway, to
Oh,
recap,
that's
for
hard
his
to
new
look
abilities,
at.
He has cellular mass expansion, a new gross squash and stretch reactive body, and can pop off polyps of himself. As far
That
as
just
trade-offs,
looks
he's
painful.
Agonizing pain always. I don't know if I'm proud of this or not. Other than that, may I present my take
That
on
looks
Ultimate
so
Rewards
painful.
by dub Boil Over.
Ultimate rewards.
Why? He looks in pain!
What's going on, everybody? Fro the bro with the fro here, and I'm here to tell you about my new series, Little X Big D, premiering right here on the InkTank. I know what you're thinking. Wow, Fro, you're getting your own series on the InkTank? That's right. Check it out.
New episode every week until the end of the year.
Tell me where I'll beg a once, or this guy will do what this guy does.
Next
I
up,
never realized that was Tara Strong.
Sleep paralysis alien, Pesky Dust. Now, Pesky Dust is terrifying. Proven so by Kyber practically pissing his pants at the sight of the Sandman and Tooth Fairy love child. We see that Nemuina can invade and influence people's dreams to get information easily. Evolutionarily, why would they need to do that? Could be the fact that they're small and physically weak and they use it as a defensive measure. Or, my theory, that they use it to feed. I think there's a dark underbelly to the species that the Ultimatrix can bring to the surface. For my ultimate Pesky Dust, the frail body of the Nemuina cracks open and twists into a rough texture, their skin becoming the sleep sand that they generate. This toughens them physically and makes them more adept to fighting in close combat, but as an added bonus, they can project thoughts
like the
through
sand logo
sand,
from One Piece.
manipulating it to give them the ability to change their appearance.
Oh!
They can manipulate it to look
If
like whatever he or
Crocodile
someone
could
else
do
imagines.
that.
Think of your absolute worst nightmare. Pesky Dust can now pluck it from your brain and sick it on you like a dog. He can even have them act as independent constructs, attacking you while he sneaks up from behind to feed on your brain. Why does Pesky Dust hurt so much? Because he's got a long mosquito-like proboscis tongue to slurp your brain out through your ear, sleeping or not. While under his doze, he can mildly control people and have them act as sleepwalking zombies. Anyway, for his new abilities, his overall strength and durability increase, he can project thought imagery through his sand to
I'm sorry if I'm
manipulate
moving
it
around
into
too
various
much.
forms, he exposes his
Watching the
creepy,
videos, though.
stabby tongue, and he can make sleepwalking zombies. As far as his trade-offs, his cute facade has shattered and you can see how creepy he actually is. Other than that, may I present my take on an ultimate Pesky Dust that I dub
Kind of funny to watch these
Apparition.
videos.
Ultimate pesky dust.
I'm beginning to suspect we are not in Bellwood anymore.
Next up, we have Ben's most powerful alien according to Vilgax circa 1773, Mustach. Arguably the most combat capable of the quote-unquote useless joke aliens, Mustach is just a pleasant add-on to the roster. He's just this posh little dude that'll kick your ass the real man's way. With a mustache.
This is what a real mustache looks like.
God, do I love
For his
Mustache.
ultimate, it took me a while to come up with a decent concept. Tryin' Ryan's what they calls me, and you may find my take on his ultimate to be a bit shocking. Everyone agrees that Ben needs more electric aliens, right?
You serious?
I'm keeping things kinda simple. We're covering his body completely with hair, akin to the Chewbacca or Cousin It look. All that hair rubbing against itself creates a large amount of static electricity.
I knew that's where he was
Stored
going
up
with
until
this.
He feels like giving someone a big old hug.
It
And
only
now we're
makes
going
sense.
to restrict his electrical discharge to only occur with physical contact, mainly because that's kind of how static electricity works, but also because literally every electric alien can fire it as a projectile, and this would kind of set him apart a little bit. Kinda. Plus, he can still extend out his hair, so he does have some range, just not projectile range. Also, I based him a bit off of long-haired guinea pigs, in that his eyes are usually covered with hair, but whenever he zaps, his hair stands up, revealing his eyes. Anyway, for his new abilities, he is now completely covered in his maneuverable hair, giving him a wider range of attack, and he can generate and discharge static electricity via physical touch. As far as his trade-offs, he has fairly restricted vision. One, because his hair covers his eyes, but two, because moles in real life have very poor vision. Other than that, may I present my take
that
on
mean
an
he can
ultimate
see through the
molestache that
ground?
I dub Molehawk.
Ultimate mustache. Quite unprecedented.
Luckily, I know a guy.
Who's gonna kick your teeth in.
God, do I love Kicken
Rounding off
Hawk.
the Outbreak aliens, we have the kung fu fighting chicken, Kicken Hawk. In an episode of Random Alien Debuts, Kicken Hawk feels the most random to me. The theme of the Outbreak episode seemed like it was supposed to be don't undermine the little guys, which made me think they would use them to beat Siphon's crew. But no, just give Ben a Chad rooster with knives for elbows. That works. For his ultimate, I wanted to kick up the kicking of this chicken. He's already a badass fighter, and I want to push that even further.
I love the music in the background.
Juggernaut. And what is a juggernaut of poultry in the real world? The Vietnamese Dong Tao chicken. These boys are thick, and they look terrifying, which is exactly what I'm going for with this ultimate. Coined the dragon chicken, their rough red legs look like they're covered in scales.
Dang!
This reminded me the fact that birds evolved from dinosaurs.
They got
So
some
we're gonna be
thick
making a big
ankles!
skinny Dino chicken nugget by tripling his overall size into that of a small Zilla. With his legs now gigantified, they pack an extra megaton of wallop into his kicks. Plus, I'm adding
So you're giving him just crash hopper legs.
talon that comes out from the center of his foot, giving him a piercing stomp and stab attack. Lastly, I'm wanting to make him really spread his wings and thrive. Working off of his bladed elbows, the wings not only allow him to fly, but they also carry a fan of blade growths in them. So now he has a lot more big slice and spinning slash attacks.
Dude, I think
Moves
you
pure
made
like
him
slicey to pieces.
so
So to
buff-
recap, for his new
buff and
abilities,
beefy.
he gets an overall physical strength boost and durability boost thanks to his scales. He has piston kick talons. He can fly thanks to his new bladed wings. And just for the hell of it, he can also breathe fire. Because most big lizard monsters can, and some ultimates get random abilities. As far as his trade-offs, he technically loses his arms because they are now wings. I really prefer chicken thighs over wings, but this is fine, I guess. Other than that, may I present my take
God,
on the
look
ultimate
at
Kicken
him!
Hawk that I dub Rotisserex.
Ultimate Kickin Hawk.
He kind of looks like, that one Pokemon.
Is that all you got? I got snot made of stronger stuff than you.
Next up, we have my only competition for Atea's hand in marriage, Bullfrag. Bullfrag probably has my favorite alien debut in Omniverse, being the twist reveal in the Frogs of War arc. The inclusion of an incursion transformation being used as a disguise is such a fun idea. Plus, he has the one line in the show I quote more than anything else.
Don't blame
Blame my DNA. God, do I love it! Don't blame me, blame this DNA.
But today, you can blame both me and the DNA, because for this ultimate, I wanted to make him a bit more froggy. Frogs are my favorite animal, and the incursion species could stand to be a bit more frog-like in my opinion. First off, I'm taking his vocal sac and turning that thing up to 11. Incursions can already croak, but doing this gives him a new ability
That looks
I
like it
call
hurts.
Croak Cannon. Essentially, his croaking is so loud and powerful now that it can generate shockwaves of sound that shake everything around him. He can even channel these
So you're making
waves
him
from
another
his body
shockwave
into
alien.
attacks. And to really push this new power, I'm giving him vocal sacs on his arms and feet as well. When the vocal sacs are full of air and vibrating, they act kind of like boxing gloves and can transfer the croak shockwave directly into a target.
Oh,
Riveting
crud,
stun
that's,
punches and
that
launching
feels like
heat
Fistman
blocks. I'm also using
karate!
a boxing motif inspired by Bullfrag's
I'm sorry
very
that is
Sylvester
just like
Stallone
comparisons
sounding
to
voice,
One
and
Piece
with
characters.
boxing on the mind,
But this
it
is
brings
just
a fun visual of him hanging someone upside down by his tongue and using them as a punching bag. Anyway, to recap, for his new abilities, his croak cannon can generate powerful shockwaves, and his additional vocal sacs can act as boxing gloves and moon shoes. As far as his trade-offs, I'm actually going to take away his sense of smell. Smell is a big weakness for incursions, so taking it away is both a trade-off and a benefit. But to go in hand with this, I'm also going to make him fucking reek. Like, just I imagine this form gives Ben a very toxic masculine personality, occurring from the major increase in levels of testosterone and pheromones, which is why he can no longer smell. Because he smells so badly, he would knock himself out. Other than that, may I present my take on an ultimate bullfrag that I dub Croak King.
Ultimate Bullfrag.
Oh, he looks beefy!
Oh, excuse me, I just had to neutralize something.
Last up today, to finally round off the Omniverse boys, we have Coughing's space regional evolution, Gutrot. When designing Gutrot, Derek J. Wyatt took inspiration from his favorite Pokemon, something I can really appreciate given everyone says a lot of my guys look like they could be Pokemon, even though they're not supposed to. Anyway, Gutrot has some pretty interesting abilities. Being able to create various chemical compound gases that can do an array of things, to me, the obvious next step up to that would be dabbling in other states of matter. For his ultimate, I am simply giving him the ability to condense and manipulate his compounds into solids, liquids, and plasmas to go along with his gas that he already does.
Oh, that's actually
Based on his expertise in chemical craft, I feel like the species would figure out form conversion pretty quickly. As part of that process, they'd also learn how to manipulate most materials, turning them into most any other material they can think of.
That was oxygen. I added 71 protons to it.
From there, I thought, why not have him come full transmutation circle? As he evolves and can manipulate matter, his own body becomes a test subject. Now he can control the chemical composition of his own body, shifting it into various materials and states of matter. The only
I was just about to say that!
And his self-made containment suit. The overall design I wanted to resemble a beaker, with his head being the cork. Not only to represent that his body is now an experiment in and of itself, but also to reference like a genie in the bottle for the magical science he can do, as well as reference the dwarf in the flask from Fullmetal Alchemist, a character with a vast amount of knowledge on alchemy similar to Gutrot's knowledge of chemicals. At first, I was dreading working on the fart joke alien, but I am actually really proud of how this turned out, and I really dig his design. To recap, his new abilities include being able to manipulate various states of matter, manipulating the matter outside of his own body, and manipulating his own body into various states and materials. As far as his trade-offs, well, he had to melt his body and put it in a jar, so I'd say that's a trade-off.
That's
Other
enough
than
of a
that, I
trade-off,
present
dude.
my take on an ultimate gut rot that I dub Bottle Rocket.
Ultimate gut rot.
And that is it! I'm finally finished. 3 years, 62 aliens, a lot of them with doubles, and I am done. Albedo be damned, I did more at the Ultimatrix than you ever could. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of these guys in the comments below, and as always...
But Ash, you forgot Alien X.
No, I didn't forget anyone. I'm going home now.
But Ash. What about Alien X?
Oh my god, fine.
Surprise!
By popular and excessive demand, we are closing out today covering Alien X. Now, I've talked
Were
on the
people
subject
really
of Alien
complaining
Ultimate
that he
several
didn't do
times
Alien
before
X?
on live streams, in that I don't think he should get an Ultimate, legitimately. I don't think he should get an Ultimate. Not because I don't like him, but because he exists outside of space and time, therefore should not be affected by the process of evolution. Plus the fact that he can already do literally anything. What additional powers can I add to him? He's already got them all. For my take on an Ultimate Alien X, I am giving him control of everything. Celestial Sapiens already have the ability to warp reality to whatever they deem fit. They as a collective have to make choices and decisions to make changes happen. The only thing above their power would be that power together. So, upon transforming, this ultimate Celestial Sapien pulls all other existing Celestial Sapiens into itself, amassing the power of every individual into one collective body. This finally gives him true omniscience. With the capacity of all Celestial Sapiens, Ben can now actually handle the mental load it would take. Of course, though, there are trade-offs. With all Celestial Sapiens together in one body, not only does their power collect, but their personalities as well. Ben had trouble debating with Bellicus and Serena. Now he has to debate with all the personalities of every Celestial Sapien in existence, about everything, everywhere, all at once. Though he has the power to do anything, with all these voices debating with him all at the same time, he's completely locked in, making decisions across the whole of the Omniverse. It's essentially the same Alien X concept, but on a grander scale. With all of this in his mind, Ben could save a universe before the threat ever even occurred. But these universal threats would seem like nothing to him because they're happening everywhere all the time. Is it similar to my God-locked Greg concept? A little bit, yeah. But that's just because I see ultimate power as a burden, and that's just know that I really tried with this one. But the real important thing here, and I know people are going to scrub through the timeline of the video to find it, is his design. Taking inspiration from biblically accurate angels, from the outside, Ultimate Alien X just looks like a collection of spinning rings. These rings are made up of the Celestial Sapien personality faces. These rings also symbolize the prison of power that Ben is locked into now. Once he transforms into this, I don't ever see him going back. I don't think he'd be able to. On the inside, you can see thousands of faces, all talking, spinning, and whirling around the environment. In the center of that stands a figure. I wanted to keep his main body relatively simple, based as a stark white with universal textures at his fingertips. This is to pull a visual reference from the creation of the universe seen in the series finale. I'm also giving him a multitude of arms, to reference the Vitruvian man in that his power is perfectly balanced, but also to show that he pulls the strings behind the scenes. For his horns, they are no longer the 3 segments representing the number of minds inside him, but now just a larger X stretched down through his face. This is to show that he is being pulled in all directions. And of course, his legs. I only took a couple nipples off. They're still there. Other than that, may I present my take on an Ultimate Alien X that I dub Ultimatum.
Ultimate Alien X.
Hey, can I go home now?
Your time in the Matrix is incomplete. Your work is not done.
What? Yes it is. I did all the aliens. Even your biblical-looking ass.
There are more.
If you mean more species in Ben 10 in general, I mean, yeah, there are, but I said I was covering everyone that had a transformation. It's not like people want to see an ultimate Llewellyn or something. That'd be lame. That's boring.
There are more transformations.
No. I'm not doing non-canon transformations. If they don't have a definitive base design, I can't work. I'm not doing it.
Canon is beyond your perspective. Look to the multiverse to find your new path.
I did the whole original franchise. I'm done. Unless you're talking about the... Oh, no. No, please. I'm so tired. Just let me sleep. No!
Ash! No! Come back! Really? We're doing the reboot aliens? Out of all things!
in the ink cartridge tier,
Why
and
the
Elizabeth
reboot
Susan in
aliens?
the ink barrel tier. Your contributions greatly help the future
No
of our
offense, but
projects,
it's mostly
and we
just the
appreciate having you as part of
originals.
the community.
The only ones he can actually do are the ones that actually appear. Why? Why the reboot? There really aren't that many reboot originals. Yes, you got... You know what? I'm ending the video. Hope you all enjoy. Be sure to leave a like, add to your favorites, want to see more Scorch Shot videos from this channel, subscribe. I make videos weekly or daily depending on my schedule. Have any requests for reaction whatsoever, leave a link to the video down below. Make sure it's something I'd be interested in, like Mario, Sonic, Pixar, Pokemon, and I will definitely react to it. Our goal is to hit 10,000 subscribers, so hurry to that goal and you will get a special video from yours truly. With that being said, hope you all enjoy. Stay tuned for more videos, and remember, many hearts never apart. Live all Blazing Nights. Blazeix, blazing out! Until next time, take care.